Princess Diana was more than just a royal. She was a global icon, loved for her kindness, style, and charity work. People called her the People's Princess because she truly connected with ordinary people everywhere. When news broke of her tragic death in Paris, the world was shocked. Grief stretched from London to Tokyo. Diana's memory lives on, her legacy of compassion still touching millions today. It was a warm summer evening in Paris. Princess Diana and Dodi were staying at the Ritz Hotel, trying to avoid the constant attention of photographers. As the night wore on, they decided to leave, hoping to escape the paparazzi by slipping out the back entrance. Henry Paul, the hotel's deputy head of security, would drive with bodyguard Trevor Rees-Jones up front. But the photographers were everywhere. As soon as the Mercedes pulled away, paparazzi on motorbikes began to follow. The chase grew more dangerous as the car sped through the Paris streets, setting the stage for tragedy. Inside the dark Mercedes, 4 people sat. Princess Diana was in the back seat, next to Dodi Fayed, the son of a wealthy businessman. Dodi and Diana had become close friends that summer. Sitting in the front passenger seat was Trevor Rees-Jones, Dodi's bodyguard, whose job was to keep them safe. Henry Paul, who worked for the Ritz, was at the wheel. The group hoped to reach Dodi's apartment safely. Trevor Rees-Jones wore his seatbelt, but the others did not. This small detail would become important later. The flashing lights of the paparazzi's cameras followed them, adding pressure and stress to the drive. As the car raced along the Seine River, it headed towards the Pont de l'Alma tunnel. It was a familiar route for many Parisians, but on that night it became the scene of the world's most famous car crash. The tension in the car must have been unbearable, with the photographers so close behind. When the car entered the tunnel, it was traveling at a high speed. In a matter of seconds, everything changed. The crash would leave only one survivor, and the world would lose one of its brightest stars. The Mercedes entered the Pont de l'Alma tunnel just after midnight. The car was moving very fast, too fast for the narrow, curved road. Henry Paul lost control, and the car struck a pillar in the middle of the tunnel. The force of the impact was devastating. The car spun, hitting the wall before coming to a stop. The noise echoed through the tunnel. Within moments, the paparazzi were at the scene, some even taking photos before help arrived. Emergency services were called, and soon, flashing lights filled the dark space. Paramedics worked quickly, trying to save the lives inside the car. Dodi Fayed and Henry Paul died instantly from their injuries. Trevor Rees-Jones, the bodyguard, survived, but was seriously hurt. Princess Diana was still alive when help arrived. She was rushed to the Pitié-Salpêtrière hospital, where doctors tried desperately to save her. Despite their efforts, Diana died from internal injuries a few hours later. The world woke up to the news. Princess Diana was gone. The shock was like a wave, spreading across countries and continents. People everywhere began to mourn. After the crash, many questions remained. Why did it happen? Who was to blame? The French police began a full investigation. They looked at the speed of the car, the actions of the paparazzi, and whether the driver had been drinking. The official report found that Henry Paul was driving much too fast, over 100 kilometers per hour, in a zone where the speed limit was much lower. Tests showed that Paul had alcohol in his system well over the legal limit. The pressure from the chasing paparazzi also made the situation worse, pushing Paul to drive recklessly. Another important detail was seatbelt use. Only Trevor Rees-Jones wore his seatbelt. Experts said that if Diana and Dodi had been wearing theirs, they might have survived the crash. This simple fact added to the sadness, showing how a small decision can have a huge impact. The investigations took months, but in the end, the main reasons were clear: speed, alcohol, and the relentless pressure of the paparazzi. The crash was ruled a tragic accident, not a deliberate act. Even with the official findings, some people struggled to accept the truth. Rumors and conspiracy theories began to spread. Some claimed the royal family was involved, others said it was a planned attack. The world, it seemed, was not ready to let go of Princess Diana so easily. But official investigations, first by the French police and later by British authorities, found no evidence of a plot. Every piece of information pointed to the same conclusion. The crash was a terrible accident caused by speed, alcohol, and the actions of the paparazzi. The British inquest in 2008 confirmed these findings once more. Still, the rumors lived on. People found it hard to believe that someone so loved and so important could be lost to something so random and senseless. For many, it was easier to believe in a larger plan than to face the simple, painful truth. Yet Diana's family and closest friends urged people to accept the facts. They asked the world to remember Diana for her life, not for the theories that followed her death. As the news spread, a wave of grief swept across Britain and the world. People gathered outside Kensington Palace, Diana's London home, leaving flowers, cards, and messages. Soon, the gates and gardens were buried under a sea of colour. Some said it was the largest public display of mourning Britain had ever seen. Young and old, rich and poor, people came to pay their respects. Many wept openly, while others stood in silence, lost in their own memories of Diana. The crowds grew each day, stretching for blocks. The air was heavy with sadness, but also with a sense of unity, the feeling that the world had lost someone truly special. Candles burned through the night, people sang songs, said prayers, and comforted one another. The flowers kept coming until there were millions of blooms, a symbol of love and heartbreak for the people's princess. On September 6, 1997, the day of Diana's funeral, London came to a standstill. More than 1 million people lined the streets. Billions watched on television around the world. The Queen, the royal family, and leaders from many countries attended, along with celebrities and friends. Diana's sons, Prince William and Prince Harry, walked behind their mother's coffin, joined by their father, Prince Charles, and Diana's brother, Earl Spencer. The image of the young princes in the funeral procession moved many to tears. It was a day of sorrow, but also a day of reflection and respect. During the service at Westminster Abbey, Earl Spencer gave a moving tribute to his sister. He spoke about her kindness, her courage, and her love for her sons. His words echoed the feelings of millions who saw Diana not just as a princess, but as a caring human being. As Elton John sang "Candle in the Wind," the nation wept. The world said goodbye to Diana, but her memory would live on. Nearly 3 decades later, Princess Diana's legacy is strong. She changed the way people saw the royal family. She used her fame to help others, raising awareness for causes like AIDS, homelessness, and landmines. Diana touched lives because she cared deeply and acted with kindness. Her death taught us about love, loss, and the pain of letting go. It showed how one person's life could unite people from every walk of life. The outpouring of grief after her death proved that Diana was more than just a princess. She was a symbol of hope and compassion. To this day, people still visit her memorials, watch documentaries, and remember her smile. For many, Diana will always be the people's princess, a woman who gave her heart to the world and whose light still shines even in absence.